There is a woman in Somalia. The sun gives her no mercy. The same sky we lay under burns her to the bone. Long as afternoon shadows is gonna take her to get home. Each grain carefully wrapped up, pearls for her little girl. Sensational Sundays with Elise on Flashpoint Radio. It's not that complicated, but you're gonna need a bulletproof soul. Sensational Sundays with your girl Elise on Flashpoint Radio. Come, let's talk, let's hang. Welcome, listeners, welcome, viewers. It is another sensational Sunday, and you know your girl Elise is super happy to be in the studio with you on this amazing, spectacular, sensational, and I need your help with some more adjectives. But I'm happy to be in this place and in your space. It is an amazing Sunday, and as usual, we have a very interesting guest. You know, each week it just gets sweeter and sweeter and more sensational, if you want to use that word. And we have a beautiful, I say bubbly, enthusiastic, rich in experience guest in our studio this afternoon. Yes, she is the founder of MW Property Management Limited right here in Cayman Islands. But if you're joining us from wherever in the world you're joining us from, you're in the right place at the right time, and you too can be a part of this conversation. Welcome, Monica Whittaker. Welcome to Flashpoint.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm so honored to be here. I'm happy to be here.
You're happy to be here. Now, MW, what does that, mean?
Really and truly, because I'm such a true under promise and over deliver type of entrepreneur. Of course, I put my initials on it. So M is Monica,
Yes.
and W is Whittaker. So pretty much is me. Because at the end of the day, the bucket stops on me.
The bucket stops.
Yeah. And
on
what
you.
I am and what I represent and the vision for my company and my business, it's me.
Wonderful. No,
With God's guidance, may I say that? It's not all me. God is above me. Let's make sure we know that.
For sure, for
Yes.
sure. Now, I noticed that you have been in this business for over 25 years.
Yes.
You barely look
Yes.
like you're over 25. How
know.
do you do it, girl?
It's the Portuguese blood in me. Mom Brazilian, dad Portugal motherland. You know, In Cayman, I guess is genetics. I'm 51 years old. I'm 50 right now. I'll be 51 in June.
Are you already adding
Yes.
that year
Yeah,
to
and it's okay, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I love my age. I love ages. I
Yeah.
love
So
ages.
you're
Ages are
originally
like,
from Portugal.
yes, yes, yes.
You
So
know,
mom's from Brazil, dad's from Portugal. He went and they were on vacation. They met and got together, and life happens, and here am I. And I
wow.
was a oops.
Oops.
Yeah, because they already
Oops.
had older children
Okay, so
after me.
Portugal, Cayman. It seems like one of those places that I would
Yeah,
have read about in my
yeah, yeah,
history
yeah, yeah,
books.
yeah.
Have you always wanted to live in another place beside? How did you end up in this
No,
beautiful
girl.
place of the world?
Never. Let me tell you, when I tell you God has a plan for your life, God has a plan for your life. I wasn't even a thought. So when they met in Portugal. The ship, the Cayman Islands has a very strong and phenomenal fisherman community, which the men will go at sea, make money, come back, and
Right.
the women then run
Yes.
Cayman,
Seafarers.
our girls, our women.
Yes.
So when those ships stop at certain countries, they go to parties and they meet
Ah.
pretty girls and
Wow.
things happen. So that's how my older sister, Ruby Harris, met her husband, who was Austin Harris Sr., and a phenomenal seaman. And after that, she came to Cayman, and it was a wrap. Everybody came after her. So she's pretty much our matriarch right now.
You said a very important point that you mentioned, and it's how God works
Yes.
and how you will find yourself with no plans,
None.
I didn't know I would have been sitting with
I
you
know
right
you're
here
here.
on this afternoon, and I'm living vicariously through you and thinking about Portugal as one of those places that perhaps should be on my list of
To go.
places to
Yes.
visit.
You should. And I'm not just gonna say there's Portugal. So when you think of me, I want you to think Portugal, Brazil. I want you to think both equally. I
Yes.
know it's half and half, but still, I'm an equal being because Portugal is extremely great right now for retirement. I have lots of my clients are retiring there right
Uh-huh.
now. You get great cost of living, you get great quality of living, medical facilities, you get everything. And same thing, Brazil is different. If you're a naturalist and you like outdoors, Brazil is more for you. But if you're not, then go to Portugal. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Well,
can tell you both
there you have it,
because I
listeners.
live both.
You
I
have
am both.
one more place, one more place for us to travel
Yes,
and
yes,
visit.
yes.
Now, tell us about your journey into property management. Now, you're in the
Yes.
Cayman Islands. It's a beautiful place. I mean, sand, sea, sun, sometimes hurricanes, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
it is a beautiful island.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
here, and property is something that we sometimes, most of us, aspire to own,
Yes.
aspire to own somewhere wherever you are, right? We have been told that property rarely depreciates
Yeah.
unless it's quicksand.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yes.
true. It's true. So it happened again. God's work within throughout my entire life. I don't care if I was 20, 30, 40, 50, and all stages, always God. And I can't wait for what he has in store for me for 60, 70, and 80, and 100. I can't wait. But we'll get there eventually. We'll do another show on that. But anyway, so again, God has his plan, and I'm going to tell you this how God's plan is perfect. When I pray, God, your plan is always perfect. And then I say, but this is what I would love if you agree with it. But you're the final decision maker. And I'm going to tell you, my plans and the requests I made throughout my lifetime was like, God look at you and say like, girl, please. You don't know what I have in store for you. Buckle up. And
Buckle
I
up.
was like, yes, sir. I'm obedient girl. Yes, sir. But anyway, so with that said, I have a son. He is 23 years old. He was born with cleft palate. At the time, Dr. Abraham, who's now retired, was on his pediatrician at birth, and she said, Monica, you have to go away. So she wrote me a letter, went to Florida, and we became Miami Children's Hospital best friends. I knew from the cleaners to the executive committee of the board. And my child had many treatments there, had many surgeries there. He's great now. And it was one of those things I had to go to the United States because of his condition, because Cayman at the time didn't have the facilities available for him when he was born. And sad to say, that was not long ago. Not long ago. But I am so glad we're in a better place today.
We are.
We are much better
and getting
place today.
better.
And getting better, correctly.
And getting better.
Correctly. So with that saying, then I was forced to go there. I was forced to purchase a property there, and I purchased in a strata of 364 units called Villas of Carmel, located in Homestead near Key West. And then with getting his treatments, get him sorted out. I'm not an American. I don't work in the United States. And then, busybody as I am, I said, okay, this is my property. Okay, I wasn't happy with the property management of my property. So you know who spoke? Me. And then I got connected to the property manager. I got connected to the board and learn. Eventually, I was selected and voted secretary of the board. And then I was treasurer.
This is while you are not an
Owner.
American.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I own a property. You have the right to do
yes,
that.
Yes.
So selected, I was voted because of my involvement in community service and all that at the time, to just keep up the properties to what it should be. Because at the time, property management wasn't doing what they should have done.
Right.
And I didn't know what they should do at the time, but
yes.
I knew wasn't.
What you were experiencing.
Thank you. Again, God. Yeah, because when you don't have a knowledge, to me, I go by that discernment that my God gives me every day and every time. And let me tell you, is all I have. With that said, I was secretary, then I was treasurer, then I was vice president, I was president. And while I did that, I made sure I guided and instructed people that would take the position when I could leave.
Right.
Which it was, let me tell you, again, God. Because I don't care in what position you're in life, you always have to think, if I'm not here tomorrow, who would be here? And if you're not doing that, you should seriously think about that. Because none of us are eternal.
We would like to think that we are.
But we're not.
But we are not.
We're not. And we try to be, and you want to be.
We try. We do
But realistically, we're not.
We're not here forever.
I don't care how good you are, or
Yeah.
anything you are, or whatever you are.
Yeah.
So, again, with that discernment, guess what? I had my team coming. I already training them. So, I learned, I became, so that Villas of Carmel was a strata within 1,055 homes.
Right.
So there was like 5 stratas within one, which was Malibu Bay. We had a huge developer, Lennar. Unfortunately, our community was then built with Chinese drywall at the time. Which Chinese drywall is something that is not healthy for people to live in. So we literally started this campaign and this lawsuit against the biggest Florida developer. And
weren't you scared?
Yes, we were, but you have in Florida and U.S. things are a bit different than in the Caribbean, and if you have a lawsuit that you're going to win, or there's a high probability that you're going to win, you're good.
Yeah.
And you know you might not have the money to pay for all those attorneys, but so that's where we went, and we got through that, and we went through it, and then It just got through where, you know, you get called to this board and that board and another board, and your experience just rises. And I then applied for my Florida property management license and study for it. Did the first exam, failed the first exam, by the way. Sorry, failed. Did
That's
it
how you
again.
learn. That's how
Did
you
it again
learn. Yes.
and passed. And
Yes.
yeah, I am a
Yes.
Florida state property management. I'm a CAM license, which is condominium association management licensed. Um, and I don't know if that many of us in Cayman, tell you the truth. Not bragging, I'm just saying. If they are, sorry. Um, I haven't
No
met 'em.
apologies needed.
I haven't met them, but if you do, please let's hook up. But with that said, the passion, the true passion, grow from them because it's your home, right?
Yeah,
You want your yard to look good. You want your building to look good. You want to be painted every year. You want, if you want your properties to look good, because not only that, even if you're an investor, you have to look at the perspective of either if you live there or if you're a prospective investor, you know, your value goes down.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
losing money.
But you know, I am listening to your story. I am listening, and I am realizing it's all started from a situation where your son needed medical
Yes.
care,
Yeah.
right? It led you to
Yes.
Florida. You are busy getting medical care, but in the meantime,
Yeah.
where you own your property, somehow you're not comfortable with how that is running, and that now propels you to more into another journey.
Involvement.
And I'm
yeah.
telling you, that's how life is.
Yes.
Sometimes you're in a situation that perhaps is not working out the
Yeah.
way you
Yes.
intend
Yes,
for
true,
it to work out. So that's such a powerful lesson in life because, you know, you could be tempted to be frustrated, right? Why not sell the property and just get out of there and
No.
find
No.
somewhere else?
Right.
But instead, you use your circumstance to benefit who you would become and who you are right
And
now.
learn, right?
You learn from that.
This is
But
what I'm-
still, the vision of MW was not yet.
No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. So I took my license because I want to really be qualified to manage that
Right.
project because it got
Yes.
to that level.
Yes.
And then, of course, at the same time, my son's treatments were lessened and lessened to the point that we could come home. And then I was married for 20 years. And I come home and circumstances changes completely. So I come home, and when you come home, things change. And I'm thinking, how am I going to continue to just make a living? I come home, I apply for the Ritz-Carlton Property Management. So I applied, was successful, got the position, and then right after that was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. When running one morning and felt a pain, I was living in Cayman at the time, and things just happened. And again, I'm going to tell you this. God is my guide. God is my provides the discernment I need, and I just keep pushing forward. So with that said, we just then kept going. So we did the job. We worked at the Ritz-Carlton while we were going to chemo. We worked Monday to Friday. I leave work at Friday. I'll go into Chrissy Thompson at the time, which is now Doctors. I'll do my treatments. Saturday you're sick. Sunday, you know, you're trying to get better, and you go back to work, and that's what you do.
How did you keep your spirits up? I mean, stage 4
My kids,
cancer
my
is,
boys,
it's
my
a
boys.
blow,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And persons get so frightened
I
when they
did.
hear the C word.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
you know, you are just thrown into bits and pieces. And now you're transitioning family, new job, right?
Yeah.
And if you have ever been to Ritz-Carlton, I remember when Ritz-Carlton was opening in Jamaica. And at the time, I worked at a private medical facility.
Beautiful.
And when we were being trained or during orientation, they used a template of Ritz-Carlton. So I believe at the time it was ladies and gentlemen
Serving
serving
ladies
ladies
and
and gentlemen,
gentlemen. And the
right?
credo and all of
Yes,
that. Yes.
yes.
It's still in my bread. I'm telling you, it's embedded into you.
So
Yeah, which is great.
to even get that position,
Yeah.
it speaks volume to where you would have been. You
Right.
would have acquired all this knowledge just from that experience in Florida. But now that knowledge prepared you for this position.
Yes.
And even while you're going in that position, there's a test.
Yes. Yes. As always.
There's always
A test.
a test.
Yes.
But your family,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
helped you to pull through and
Yes.
remain positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I,
Always.
I am proud of you.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you.
say I just love that.
Again,
I
it's all
just
God.
love that.
It's
I just
God
love
always.
that. I
Always.
just
To the ups and the downs, to the hills and the valleys, is always God. You have to put him first, to me at least.
yeah.
And if I may, so continuing then, got the job, did the job, had to continue my treatments. Those were harsh. Had to go through some adversity within the best property management company in the world is Ritz-Carlton. That's number one. If you work there, you can do property management anywhere. Because property management is not a hotel, it's a brand, and it's the management. On my sector, they do the hotel and the residential.
Right.
So in my sector is the property management sector. So it was wonderful to get the experience, the exposure. It was harsh because it's a corporate world. Corporate sometimes is not as human as they could be, but it is what it is. And if you're a strong human being and you have God first and you can get through it, you get through it, because I did it. And after that, had many jobs per position for me, available. And after working for the best in the Cayman Islands, I said, Monica, why just not do your own thing? And
You go,
that's
girl.
when MW Property Management came.
The
Because
birth.
I have learned so much from the best.
Yes.
Well, Ritz is international in Cayman. I have worked for Direct Management also in 2000. I have worked for Walkers, law firm. Those huge, strong
Yes.
brands within our island. So like
That was preparing you for
it was,
for
it
you.
was.
That was a gestation period.
Yes.
So the seed was planted.
Yes, yes.
And that seed was in the process of being nourished.
Yes.
The soil was there,
Yes.
the water,
and grown.
and grown
Yeah,
and
yeah.
ready for fruits.
And running through my blood.
And running. And
Running.
circumstances in life, Sensational Sunday is all about that.
Yes.
And each week we bring stories. And these stories, the aim is to touch someone, to reach someone where they are.
Yes.
I don't know what the issue is, what the problem is, and the but listen to this. I am ready to read your book. When is it coming out?
Thinking. Thinking.
No, that seed has been planted.
Done.
Let's just wait.
Check.
just wait for the fruit
Thinking.
of that. Because
Yeah.
when we go through situations, if we are not focused, we will just lose it. But listeners, you're gonna have to keep on connecting to us and keep on logged on. We are going to go for a short break, and then we're going to talk more about MW and property management. So I know you guys want to hear more about how you can acquire your property. You can build and grow and probably own a condo. Who knows? Stick and stay.
Wow. Yeah. Shorty. Yeah. This one goes out to all my women, my strong women. this world was made. I wonder if God is a woman. The gift of life astounds me to this day. I give it up for the woman. She's the constant wind that fills my sail. Oh, that woman. With a smile and a star, she'll protect you like a child. That's a woman. She'll put a smile upon her face and take you to the higher place. So don't you underestimate the strength of a woman. Strength of a woman. Woke up this morning, I got up with a scent of a woman. Just picture if you would what life would be. Ain't much good without a woman. She can nag and be a constant pain. Oh, that woman. But those hips, she's got me whipped, and it's just too hard to resist. What a woman. Hey, she'll put a smile upon her face.
You're listening to Flashpoint.
To the higher place. So don't you underestimate the strength of a woman. Strength of a woman. Tender lips, they're so sweet. Gentle words, she softly speaks. Such an angel when we meet. God bless the ground beneath her feet. She can take you on a high, be a comfort when you cry. But if you look into her eyes, you'll see the strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back. You are tuned in live to Sensational Sunday. I'm your girl Elise, and in studio with me is a very fabulous and fantastic and magnificent Monica Whittaker, the founder of MW Property Services Limited, located right here in the Cayman Islands. Her journey has not been smooth. It has been an interesting one, and she is sharing that amidst the obstacles and the circumstances that you face, you can rise above them to become owner, manager of a property services company. Yes.
Absolutely.
And I said congratulations at the end of segment one, and we will start with that energy as we go over to this segment. Overcoming health challenges and still able to, find your space and your place right here in Cayman Islands. There's hope for all of us.
Yes.
There is hope. Yes.
Always.
Always.
So that's it. So the passion,
Yeah.
grew from that. And when I came to Cayman, I saw the market, and we have many companies, but I didn't see them providing a detailed, personalized boutique type of property management. So within the property management industry, every client is different.
Yes.
And that's what I find interesting, because when I go to work, none of my days are boring. None of my days are the same.
Yes.
Every day is different, and that entices me. I get bored easily, so that really grabbed me from my
Yes.
perspective as a human being, as a professional, and as a woman. And with that said, that was lacking on our industry tremendously. So when I opened my company, I was like, we're going to do property management, but differently.
Ah.
So people call me and say, okay, Monica, I want you to manage my property and give me a little bit of characteristics about the property, and what's your price? The first thing is, I could never give you, if you call me, I will never give you a price. I will need to book a timing, a viewing. I have to check your property. I have to inspect your property. I have to see how many years they're being built. I have to see the infrastructure, who built it. I have to get to the nitty-gritty core of your project, of your building.
You're like a physician.
Yes.
So you have to get that history
How
and
can
that
I tell
physical
you
examination
how
going.
can I cure you
how
if
can I
I don't
treat
know
you? Yeah.
how the problems you have?
Exactly.
Thank you. That's actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to use that again. That's a great point. So I'm kind of a physician kind of approach. So once I know what the property is about, then I'm able to then provide a proposal to the client.
Yes.
Of course, one thing that a lot of people, especially in stratas, they look for, a lot of them are in problem with collections, which per your bylaws, which are registered in the Cayman Islands registry, every owner who purchases within a strata is required by law to pay strata fees.
Right.
If you become delinquent, some bylaws actually give the strata power to take over the property.
So you could lose your property.
You could lose your
if
property
you don't pay your strata
Yes,
fees.
you could. In
Yes.
certain bylaws. It really depends how your bylaws are written. And I have some of them. Usually the older properties in the Cayman Islands have that clause.
So should you kind of look at these before you even consider purchasing a property?
Always.
Yes.
The issue is your bylaws is thicker than a Bible. Most of us do not read that, realistically. So we buy a property, it's a good price, work for a budget, mortgage is great. You have no clue what
The
you're going
fine
into
print is
it.
there. Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
that's the problem.
Yes.
So with that said, that's when we come around. But I'm also very realistic with my stratas, because depends. Like I have one right now that I'm dealing with in West Bay, extremely difficult. Developers still involved, but it's gonna take years for us to really bring their books up to date. So there's no property management company that can come to you if you're a strata and say, oh, no problem, I can fix your problems. You can fix landscaping, you can fix pool, you can fix some structural issues, but when you come to the financials of that company, because your strata is a company, it can take years. You don't know if you have to take people to court, and legal matters may take years. So you really have to be careful. So with that said, I want to encourage everybody, you need to find out for yourself what kind of property owner you are. Am I the kind of person that want to live somewhere where I'm very independent? I don't like neighbors. I may want to run back naked in my backyard time to time, which is okay.
Which is okay.
Or am I somebody that
Plays music.
plays loud music,
Yes.
or am I somebody that I don't want to cut grass, I just want to go to work, come home and sleep.
Concrete.
So a strata
Yes.
might be good for you, but
Yes.
if you are more of a person who needs your space and privacy, then a strata is not for you, because a strata controls anything outside your front door. When you buy within the strata, most buildings in the Cayman Islands are sheetrock. You own from the sheetrock in.
Okay.
Anything exterior from the sheetrock is strata related.
Okay then.
So very important to know that, and very, very, very is to me, your property, besides getting married, having your children, is the third most important decision you're gonna make in your life. So depending on the type of person you are, what do I want? What makes me happy as a human being? Is that ocean view? Is it just peace and quiet? Is it I don't have to cut grass, think about insurance? So you have to figure out first what kind of owner you are. Once you do that, then contacting a proper real estate agent, which I am one also. I'm a real estate agent under 10 sales brokerage. And then telling them, this is what I want. I don't want neighbors. I want privacy. I want to play loud music. Or no, I want somewhere where I don't have to cut the grass and worry about if it is a plumbing issue or the insurance is paid every month. Then it's a strata. So you really have to think for yourself first what kind of ownership you want to have and what kind of owner you are.
And you mentioned earlier that MW Property Services gives that kind of service in terms of the individualized.
Yes.
Not just a random. So you need property and we just find one. Just pick one out of the basket.
Exactly.
And say, okay, this is the price range. You'll be able to give us the advice that we need
Yes.
in terms of what would be best for you.
Yes. Yes.
What is good is not necessarily good. Good for the goose is not necessarily
Good for the gander.
Good
Yes,
for the gander.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So there we're starting
Yeah.
at a good
Yeah.
point.
So we're pretty much we're just not personalized, we're detailed, we're like, individualized service to the needs of the client.
Right.
And every client has definitely special needs, and this is where we are different from any company in our market in the Cayman Islands. Everybody else is cookie cut
Yes,
kind of
yes,
approach.
yes,
We
yes.
are, what do you want? What do you need? What's your budget? Ask me some questions. Let us interview you. Let us find out really what you want about, so we
Yeah.
can best professionally advise you, so you can then make an intelligent decision.
Right, because then you're stuck with this property,
Yes.
and then you have the headache that you went through
Yes.
when you had that
Yes.
property.
Yes.
So I'll save you the headache.
Thank you.
right? But how has the market changed since you have been in the market some 25 years?
A lot. Literally in the Cayman Islands, we are so blessed, really. The market's changing constantly. It's really high at this time. We have a lot of construction going on. We have a lot of investors. Well, first of all, the Cayman Islands is a market that everybody wants to be in the Cayman Islands. We're blessed to already have established that type of market in the world. And I have many clients from overseas that say, okay, I want a property in the Cayman Islands. This is what I want. This is how much I want to spend. What do you have? And we do the search and we provide them those options.
So if you're listening from anywhere
Where in the
outside of
world.
Cayman and you want a
Yes.
piece of the rock,
Yes, and it can be. My portfolio is an experience is residential. So we do
commercial.
states, we do commercial, we do stratas. We cover all spectrums of property management. So with that said, it's pretty much listening to your clients and listen to their needs and listen to what their budget truly is, and just finding that property that fits their need. That's it.
Property has gotten more and more expensive.
And it's only going to get more, by the way, in the Cayman Islands. I can tell you guys. Let me give you a heads up, upfront story. The market is growing. There's a lot of building happening in the Cayman Islands, and it's just going to be more and more. So I tell everybody, of course, anybody that want to grow, you know, you want to have a successful financial real estate investment. Yeah, financially. So really and truly, you have to purchase in areas and places and countries
Yes.
where that is what you have available. The Cayman Islands, we're not that huge. We're an island. We're growing, and building every day. So therefore, the Cayman Islands is the place to invest for any spectrum that you're looking for. It could be commercial, residential, strata. Definitely, you can't lose. I tell friends of mine that move here for a year, and they don't like Cayman, and they move out. But leave your property here rented. All you have is rent secure on your bank account. So it's like, why would you get rid of that? It's an investment. It's money that you invested in. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That is an important tip, because you can
Yeah.
get so distracted, or you
Yes.
hear,
Yes.
you know, it is so expensive.
Yeah.
So immediately you already feel that you can't afford it.
Oh, you don't like the lifestyle. I have people like that. They
Yeah.
have the money. They can actually afford.
Yes.
But it's Cayman is not for me. It's too small, and we don't have a great nightlife. Some people are more nightlife. So we're great, but we're not Las Vegas. You don't have casinos.
Yeah.
You don't have many
yeah.
things. So it depends the type of
Yeah.
person you are and who you are
Yes.
and what you invest. But definitely from an income perspective,
It is worth the
if you have a
investment.
hole in the wall in the Cayman Islands, I don't care if you live here or you decide to leave the Cayman Islands and go back to your motherland, you're always going to make money. That's all I can say. And I have many clients that do
Yes,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So you're saying to us, or you told us earlier, that the
Yeah.
market has changed.
Yes.
How has it changed since you started? I'm sure it has become more competitive too
Yes,
for you.
absolutely.
Because I know that when you came, you had other big companies
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
But now, 20 years down the line,
It's a lot. It's so many other companies. But one thing you as a customer need to look at, did I wake up today and look in the mirror and say, okay, I don't look too bad. I'm a property manager. I want to care for people and
Yeah.
properties. You have to look at qualifications.
yes.
Are they qualified to manage your property? And that's one thing that the Cayman Islands is lacking, because there's no governance towards it at this time. I think it's going to change in the future because of how the market is changing and how everything is moving forward. So with that said, yes, you have to be careful. I'm going to hire Mary. She's nice with people. She's lovely. She speaks nicely on the phone, so she can take care of my property. Really? No. Does she know the laws of the Cayman Islands?
Yeah.
If you
yeah.
ever got sued because of any damage within your property, can she go to court and represent you and educated give responses on your benefit and stand for you on your behalf? You got to be careful. You got to be very, very careful. And it can be residential, strata, or commercial. Even worse.
What about those persons who are renting? They're looking to rent a property, and they probably go on different websites and they're trying to search for. Can they access your services as well if they're
Absolutely.
looking for somewhere to rent?
Absolutely, absolutely. We now have, I'm going to give you a true experience happening right now. We have Indigo Bay, the hotel for Dart opening. There are various work permit holders in the island, and we literally slam with needs requests from those new work permit holders in Cayman looking for properties. And I am just literally today just finding properties for them, finding properties, your budget, where do you want to be, and just provided them rental facilities. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
And
you
then
know,
sometimes for me it works both ways, because I already have clients, they're owners, so I connect my renters to my owners and everybody's happy. So to me it's
Everybody's-
like match made in heaven.
and believe me, listeners, when she came into the studio, she was already busy. Today is Sunday. We are not pre-recording. We are live. And it doesn't matter the time, the day. She is up and ready.
We are. I have an awesome team. And when I say we're 24/7, we are. We deal with properties from all statuses and costs in the Cayman Islands, from what can I say? I don't know, from 20 million to 300,000. We did with all spectrums of properties. So we have to be ready, because guess what? Emergency happen on a Sunday.
Yes.
Your pipe will break on a Sunday evening when you're sleeping and your tenant is there. They have to call me and my team so we can take care of it right away. And I have vendors on standby, professional plumbers to take care of it. So you could be, and I have clients from Monaco. I have clients from all over the world, and it's like they're involved. So I send them a report. We do not only yearly, we also do monthly inspections on the properties with pictures and time. That's the other thing. Inspections can be in the daytime, can be in the nighttime. Because when you walk into a property in the day, it can be differently at night. How do you know which light bulbs are off? You don't know if you do inspection in the daytime. But if you go there at 9 or 7 at night, you might be able to give a different, a different perspective on the report.
It's like a doctor on call.
It
doctor
is.
on duty.
You
Whatever
are.
your problems
I
are, I can fix them for you.
There you go.
I want you to share with the listeners, and we have viewers from all over the world. We have people viewing as far as from Poland.
Beautiful.
Yes, U.S., Canada,
Everywhere.
England, all over the
Everywhere.
world, Jamaica,
Yes.
Cayman. And the thing on the lips you mentioned in terms of priorities in life and decisions, and one of the major decisions that we face is where we're going to live. And I want you to share just a few general tips, some guidelines, whether you're a young student fresh out of university, the world is now your oyster, or you are settling down for retirement and you're trying to figure out, where should I retire? Should I head over to Portugal? Should I head over to Cayman? Is the Caribbean lifestyle one that I want to do? What are the things that I need to think about when I am making these decisions?
So the Cayman Islands, which is my country, my island that I love, and I made my home. My family made it my home for so many years. I travel the world, but I always want to come home. And there's nothing like Cayman. Cayman is different. Our Cayman kind is different. We are expensive. With that brings a certain level and quality of lifestyle, of people, of business interactions, of properties interactions. Purchases are sealed. So we all have to consider that. But if you want somewhere that is peaceful and quiet and there's quality, and especially if you are a professional and you're a hard worker, this is definitely the country and the island for you. Our oceans are beautiful. It's safe, considerably safe compared to everywhere else in the world. I personally wouldn't want to live anywhere else but in the Cayman Islands. I want to travel the world, continue to travel, but I always want to come home. There's a sense of peace and security here that I have experienced from a little girl, and I don't find it anywhere else.
Amazing. I think you should do. I'm listening and I'm like sold on the idea of being in Cayman. It's a nice.
But at the same
experience.
time, I want to tell you, I had clients that came from overseas and they had a goal. Their goal was a financial growth.
Yes.
And they came to Cayman because our currency is so strong, and they work here they had a goal to achieve. They had a great job. They achieved a goal financially, and they went home because they wanted to go home, although their currency wasn't as strong as the Cayman Islands currency. And guess what? It helped them achieve their goal to go home and be financially secured. And that's just what life is about. Sometimes you do what you have to do. You go where you have to go to improve your lifestyle, to improve your finances, to improve your education. I sent my son to England. I didn't have a special needs. I have my 22-year-old was born a cleft palate. I had to send him to England to get special need college education. My country, his country, where he was born, didn't have it at the time. So you have to know that, life is about looking where the possibilities are to
very
achieve the
dynamic,
goals
yeah.
that you need to achieve. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. You're
It's
not
okay.
being selfish. You're doing what you have to do to achieve what you need to achieve.
So wherever you are in the world,
Yes,
and you're viewing and you're wondering,
absolutely.
sometimes life does take you on a journey, but here are some tips too. If wherever in the world you're looking for a place, look if that place is charterized.
Yeah.
Check out the bylaws.
Yes, very important. Check out who is the developer.
Check out who is the
Because
developer.
developers sometimes, which I have a relationship with many in this country, developers sometimes cut costs and cut corners. Is when he installed the tiles in your bathroom and kitchen, that he literally cemented top to bottom, or he did just plots. And when he's installed the tile, if you knock on it, it's hollow. So that means that tile is going to drop eventually. So you have to look at certain things. You have to have real professional advisement on what you need to purchase and what's good for you.
All right. So how do we get some of these tips? Suppose we want to come in. We are overseas. Can we just
Right.
visit your website? How can we get your advice as we make this very, very important decision? Yeah, you're gonna
Yes.
find out more on the other side of this break.
Woman, I can hardly express my mixed emotions at my thoughtlessness. After all, I'm forever in your debt. And woman, I will try to express my inner feeling and thankfulness for showing me the meaning of success.
you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Welcome back to this very interesting and exciting and informative episode of Sensational Sunday. I'm your girl Elise, and today I'm joined by the one and only founder of MW Properties, Monica Whittaker, and we have been having a grand time in here. You know, when she came in studio, she brought me a gift. You know, I think she will have to return to the studio. She's a bearer of gifts. And she said, I am not sure what you would have liked, but I brought this anyway. That's a personal touch that you won't get any other place. It comes naturally. It's in her DNA. So if you're looking for property management services, well, I have the right hookup for you. She's sitting right beside me. Now, I want to ask you this very interesting question. 25 years in the business. What is the most profound lesson that you have been taught in I know you have seen hurricanes, you have seen droughts, you have seen sunny weather and all that. But what do you think would have made the most significant impact on you and your business?
Yeah. To me, it really has been that every client is different and every client needs is different. So unless I know what that specific client needs are, I can deliver the best service that I am set out to give. And always on my world, I always under promise and over deliver. So that is the magic behind it.
Under promise,
knowing what they want
over-deliver.
and under
Yes.
promising and over delivering. That's very important because you're hiring a service.
Yes.
And to me, that's how it should be.
And when you think about the differences that exist in the individual, and the landscape here in Cayman is particularly very diverse. So you have to deal with persons who come from different cultural background, different financial background, but it doesn't matter where you are in the spectrum.
No.
Monica is here, willing
Yes.
and ready. She has a staff,
Team.
a
Yes,
robust team
Yeah.
that is here also ready to deliver stalwart
Yes.
services. And she made an important point. So you might be here in Cayman Islands or wherever you are in the world, and you are not thinking that you need to invest,
Yeah.
but it might be a thought worth considering, and you just not only think for today.
No, you can. You have to think, and I love to actually coach our younger generation because our younger generation have it hard. Cayman properties are expensive. A one bedroom can easily be 300,000. So if you are a young person coming out of college, that's a lot of money. But if you have a little bit of support from a parent, if a parent can co-sign for you and you have a good job and can still start your mortgage early, you could have that finished much earlier too, and have at least a 1 bedroom. You could still be living at home, which a lot of our Cayman people do, but still have an investment already going. So it really depends the planning and the support you have. And if you don't have that support, you have to think outside the box. What can I do to get that going? Do I have to get 2 jobs to get it there? And that's what I'm going to do. So if you have determination, the goal, the support, and you need the advice, we come along and we can give you that advice.
Exactly.
We can guide you. And that's from somebody who just got out of college. And I have lots of those, and I love it because they are my children. That's why I say.
What about those, though, who are late bloomers?
Which is fine too. So we'll guide you based on your budget.
Yes.
And based on what you want, based on your age, and based on what you can, what's in the market that fits
That
your
means
needs.
don't throw in the towel.
Do not.
If you feel as
Yes.
if, maybe you kind of thought of owning property late in the game,
It's okay.
it's okay.
It's okay. The thing about property management is such a large spectrum. There's always something for everybody. If you're 200,000 buyer, if you're 300, 400, $500,000, $250,000, $1 million up, there's always something in the
It
market
starts
for
with
you.
a desire, right?
That says a desire, and your
Yeah.
budgeting and your needs and knowing what you want. And even if you don't want, come to us. We will help you then set out the map of the structure of exactly what you want.
And you can't lose.
No, you can't. You
yeah.
need proper guidance. Let the professionals do for you what you're going to be paying them to do.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer of that. If I go to the doctor, you're the doctor. You have the degree in the wall. I can't do your job.
Exactly.
I need to listen to your advice, and that's what I should follow. So I think that's the main thing. Listen to the advice of the professionals who have experience, who can guide you to do what you need to do. Okay, and I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes you may not agree, but ask questions, research, get involved. There are other ways to get what you need to get.
Very important tips that you need
Yes.
as you navigate this very sometimes I would say stormy sort of water. We went through COVID and we saw prices plummet in different directions. We're wondering what is going to happen.
Yes.
And still we find that prices are still high. The
Yes.
market is
Yes.
still, and though it may seem that way, as Monica she says, it starts with that desire. So come and talk to her
Yes,
and
yes.
see
Absolutely.
how
Yes.
NW can help
Help you.
to achieve these important goals.
Goals,
that
very
we-
important.
yeah,
Your
we-
housing is,
Yeah.
like I said, you're born, you're raised, you go to school, you get an education, you get a job, you have to buy somewhere to live eventually. One day you want to leave mom and dad, and right? And some is early, some is late, which is okay. But one day, and even if you, I have clients that haven't left mom and dad, but they still have an investment.
Yes.
So
yes.
it doesn't matter which spectrum of life you are in, or culture really, because we come from different cultures, different upbringings.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but we're here for you. We're here to guide you, support you, give you what you need.
And you need to be living comfortably.
Yes.
And the thing about Cayman Islands, as we mentioned earlier, there are persons here on work permit. There are persons who are born and raised here, and these tips they're for everybody.
Everybody.
Regardless of where you find yourself in the spectrum. If you're transient,
Yes.
if you're here, you started here, you're not sure
Yes.
what's the next step, but you can explore
Absolutely.
what is available here. But as it relates to natural disasters and property and so on, and the management of your property, even as renters, we perhaps will call you and say, okay, where would you suggest is a safer location?
Right. That's a little tricky because we're on an island and Mother Nature is only guided by our dear Savior and Lord above. And as great as we are in the many nations in the world, we're not God and we're never going to be. So realistically, I can tell you, I actually have a property right now, which is in the ocean.
In the ocean?
and is in front of is in the ocean
Oh,
area.
okay.
But it just got destroyed with the northwestern we had on February 5th.
Yes,
So I'm currently
yes.
now rebuilding 4 units, which are all $1 million up each. Thank God for insurance. Number one, a qualified property management company will tell you your insurance. You have a couple bills for a strata. They're extremely important. Your insurance is number one. Your property management is number two, and then is your electrical, your water, and everything else. Because especially if your property located near the ocean or on the ocean, as this property was, you can be devastated tomorrow, and the rest of the island is fine. So we had a northwestern that we hadn't had in 40 years, but entire Northwest Point Road, which is the Turtle Farm Road in West Bay, got completely devastated. So with that said, it was category 5 hurricane type of destruction. Although it wasn't a category 5 hurricane, it was
Yeah.
a northwestern. And that's what saved a lot of my clients, where they didn't have to pay such a large deductible, which the deductible for that property at 8 million plus could have been 300,000, because of the name of the devastation that the insurance placed in, which truly what it was a northwestern to that area. My clients only had to pay 2,500 CI dollars. So again, those are the things that if you don't have a professional management company guiding you, do you have the deductible if you were to have a hurricane stage 5 destruction in your property? If you don't, you're in trouble. That means you then might have to go into special assessments. Can your owners provide special assessments for such a devastation, which can be very costly if you're in a strata? So luckily, in my property, in my area that I'm in with this client now, because we're northwestern, we're able to just go through a extensive process of, dealing with the insurance adjuster, dealing with detailed quotes for everything that needs to be replaced, and so much more. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. We're hoping to rebuild in 2 months. We're now at the final stages of obtaining quotes for contractors. You have to go through the planning process again. Although you're already a property that has plans approved, when you're fully devastated, there's a reapproval process required by the Department of Planning in the Cayman Islands per law, where you have to then obtain permits to rebuild. So there's a lot of things that if you're not knowledgeable, you can't just wake up one day, I like people, I want to take care of properties. That's not how this job works. It's not.
It leads me to ask you this question, because it must be difficult at times dealing with so many individuals, different personalities, and the anxiety that comes if I'm calling and my property, I'm devastated, it's destroyed, and I have to wait, my stuff, my personal belongings, my clothing, my home, everything is gone, and I'm frustrated. So I call you and I'm mad. I'm like hopping mad.
And those are the times where, even prior to that, as your strata manager, I'll be saying, does everybody has, content insurance?
Yes.
Because remember, if you're on a strata, the insurance only cover the building structure. If it's your clothing, your jewelry, that's a different insurance. So which is your content. So which the strata is not responsible from that. You as an owner, the only person responsible. But if you have an educated and professional property management service, they can guide you to it. So those are important things. It comes with experience. It comes with knowing the laws of the Cayman Islands, which sometimes change, and you need to know what's allowed and what's not allowed to be able to educate your clients, for them to make educational and positive decision, because when you don't know, right? So it's important. It's very important.
There you have it. This has been a wonderful, informative discussion this afternoon on Sensational Sunday. I hope you have garnered a lot of information and you're ready to connect with Miss NW over here. But I want to thank you for sharing those wonderful pearls of wisdom. Your journey into evil, the real estate industry, is an inspiring one. And already I'm speaking it into being. I'm ready to market her book, which will come out. I'm ready. I'm listening out, ready to read the story because this truly is an inspiring one. She started property management from an unusual place, while getting health care for her child. She had to navigate some very challenging circumstance. She had issues with her health, and one of those issues, I know, it was overwhelming, and still amidst that she was able to find a place for herself and her company, 25 years strong in the Grand K, and that is amazing. When are you having a celebration?
Soon. You're all going to be invited.
Flashpoint will be a part of that. Yes. So I want to thank you for joining us here in the studio, for sharing. And I'm certainly feeling inspired. And I hope you have been feeling inspired, whether you're sitting in front of your TV and sipping your coffee or your coconut water or your water, as we are. I'm having the blue today. And wherever you find yourself, I want to say thank you for sticking and staying with your girl Elise, and I hope to see you same place, same time, where we keep the Sunday sensational. Thank you.
You're most welcome.